Hello, greetings. Here to do a short connection talk, whatever you want to call it. Channeled messages is we're going to go with this. Basically, whatever comes through. Yeah, I've been tired from work, so my astral travelers are not being fully remembered. So at least some of it is not. I do receive messages here and there throughout the day, of course. I did go through the channeled messages that were sent about almost a year ago now. August. That's about when I started. One of them was about Adam Lanza. I'll leave this up a little bit. Yeah. Let's try this way. About Adam Lanza and that whole situation with Sandy Hook. I believe that's what they called it. A lot of that was the lower vibration. There was a lot going on with that. Also, it seemed to opened up negative vortexes also to keep the vibrations low here. Negative acts like that are done to keep us under control. Of course, there's much more to that, but that is part of it. Yeah, the controllers of our world know exactly what they're doing. This is just a channeled message. And some asked about Hitler. I believe he's an archangel now. I believe also a lot of archangels have been through that type of, well, maybe not exactly like that, but they've been through a lot of negative lifetimes. You betcha. Just the way it goes. And how are they going to help us if they haven't been through the same situations? So, the life of an angel is not as easy as you might think. Not at all. Some of them do become dark angels when they get affected by us too much. But the archangels learn how to balance a lot of it, but it does affect them. But what happens to us? I believe you're somewhat aware of that. I imagine you can imagine that. As we are all affected, so are others, of course. One moment. Let's see here. We're doing a channeling, a conscious channeling, basically. Let's see here. Actually, there's another question that I already forgot what it was about. I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah, the higher densities, the dying process. I don't believe they grieve, but they do have some. It depends. Most of them probably don't grieve. Let's see here. What is this? The death process, man, these are just exactly the most positive wonderings, but they don't really go into that type of vibration as for the death process of entities. I believe that fourth density beings, they do have a body like us and go into I don't believe it's the same negative, like we have funerals and stuff like that. They don't have that. I believe they do have a passing over. I believe they do have a body that they do cremate in some ways. I believe they go into higher dimensions, the fifth dimension. I believe the souls come in and go out as they please. When they're done with that incarnation, you just leave. The ones mostly with no body. The ones with a body, I'm not sure exactly how that works. But I believe the ones at fourth density, I believe they do have a body. But I don't know the whole details on that. It's been a long day. One moment. Let's see here. Let's see. Connected to Archangel Michael's vibration. A lot of the aliens are going through a reconstruction process of as our world evolves, they also do. So they have to learn with us what they can do and what they cannot do with us. Like the Essassani vibration, because of Bashar. Bashar, that's the big one because of, well, anyway. They seem to be, I wouldn't say concerned, but they do put a lot of effort into our vibration because a lot of it does affect them in a great amount of time. I believe that also assists us in keeping us in a positive timeline because it does affect us, affect them. Also, other Earths become more knowledgeable. As you go up the vibration, you'll feel other vibrations, other timelines of other worlds. I know a psychic friend of mine had, he's he's gay and he's married and all that, and he saw himself on another timeline married to a woman. So as for the reason for that remembering of that, let you know that this vibration is just one. It's like one strip. There are several others, or one road. There are several others that are going to take us into the next. It's it shows us how many different realities. Like if you didn't get into this relationship, the girlfriend or whatever it is, and it didn't work out, but in other timelines it does. So just different decisions are made, different technologies, different everything. There are technology worlds on Earth that are more advanced, and I've been through different channelings I've been picking up on a lot here and there. But as for knowledge of the other Earths, has not truly been brought in. Not to say we're not ready for it. Well, most of humanity is still part of the system, and unready to. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to bring up some of Tilo Swan's kind of. I can't connect to her for anything. I don't know what she's talking about half the time. I just can't connect to her. I don't know. I think she just got a lot of attention. I mean, I think she's a nice person, but I can't connect to anything she talks about. I don't even know if she understands half of what she's talking about. Probably not. Whatever. So anyway. But as for other Earths, let's see what we get here. It's different scenarios that you wish to experience. As for does it matter for you to connect? It does help raise your vibration, meaning that if you felt you're in a missed opportunity or you're not looking the way, like you're physically looking the way you want, I believe there's a timeline where it is the way you look exactly as you want to look. And however, live where you want to live and things of that sort. Well, you have this incarnation for a specific reason. You have that for a reason. And it's just, you're obviously, it's another reason why you're not connecting to them is for you to connect to them. It does help I believe it does, connecting more to them does help you raise your vibration and feel more that there's more to this reality, such as this is like a caged reality. There are other Earths where it does not have that. In some cases, but I believe this one, there might be more that's more dense than this one. I can't imagine that, but possible. But it does seem like the other ones has less control as we have. Well, I'm going to connect to the ones that are less control, like McDonald's. I imagine there's a timeline where McDonald's tastes really good. And so cheap. And it's less harmful than animals. Not harmful at all. And yeah, so anyway, gourmet. And then you come to this dimension, and it's, it is what it is. So connecting to other worlds does, I've always thought about this, but never really brought it up, but it does help other Earths, other versions of Earth. I believe part of your meditations, it does help awaken you to more of your abilities also, such as those that wish to fly, Channeling, I believe also you probably, if you're not channeling in this reality, I imagine there are others that you are on other Earth realities. This world and its dimension, I mean, our caged society, you can say, is, this is the Harvard of this Earth. This version of it seems. This is the hardest. But also the most educational. So they have to be, at least on this planet. And so it's what you allow in your reality. Understand you can connect these other Earth realities and bring that vibration here. I believe it will help, especially when you're in a place where you're not living where you want to live and stuff like that. I believe that will help also receive messages, especially if you're pursuing a romance situation, which you never really thought about. That would probably help that also. Or what to do if it does not connect, you're definitely connected to other realities, that's for sure. Most of them, I believe, most of the other Earths are more technology. They're more technically advanced. Our reality, as for its low vibration, yeah, it's the Cabal's masterpiece. That's the truth of it. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah, it's their masterpiece. They mastered this world, and for us to push away the walls, they're going to not make it. They're not going to make it easy. And I received this message earlier today, but it also was helpful to bring up. I received this message about, we're just connecting to aliens, we're just connecting to ourselves, and I might have a, private sessions, things of that sort, but it's not, it's not heavy or anything like that. But it's just, some are lashing out at the spiritual communities for trying to make money and stuff like that. I don't believe many of them. Now, some of them are just money hungry. But for some of us, we don't really want to charge. It's just like, this is the world we live in, and kind of have to. Don't really want to. It's just part of the Earth's, you're just living with the times, basically. But I believe a lot of that I believe a lot of light workers are going to do this on the side and still have their job or whatever it might be on the side, like I'm doing, because I don't feel comfortable doing this full time. I mean, it's part of my journey, but to do this full time. A message is doing stuff like this seems to be more my full time type of vibration. As for becoming a channeler full time, it's not really of my best interest. Not to say I want to be at the job I'm at, but it seems like I need to be there. It needs me there. Without me there, it'd be not good, because I'm not easy to replace. It's not exactly, get rich there, but when I'm absent, it doesn't do so good. So it's good I'm there. So when that time comes, when the place closes up, and it's trying to be sold right now, but I'm not sure if anyone's ever going to buy it. Sure, the boss is pretty old. But one thing about my boss is 70 years old and active, and that's good. He might be stressed out, but he's gotten better actually for negativity. But this is a message also to those that are getting old with age. You gotta stay active. It does help. You're sitting around, like my grandmother, sitting around and watch TV. She did have health issues, but she kind of gave up. I forgot the one that came through. She kind of gave up. She kind of like watched television, make her I guess she became mobile, but also part of her gave up. And sure regrets a lot of that. So moving around, walking, or that's why it's good to have a hobby or a job or something that you enjoy that keeps you going. Not everybody has that, but it does help. Let's see here. As for Yeah, it seems like from what I'm picking up, this is, I mean, there could be other dimensions of this Earth that are worse. Well, either way, I can't imagine getting worse, but yeah. I mean, we see technically, we do see a lot of that come and go, actually. But see, many here that want a more positive vibration on this world. But some of those timelines, from what I feel, do drift off into the more negative vibration of this planet. And but that doesn't mean. But you can also bring a more of a positive timeline vibration. We're on a positive timeline. We can make it more positive by bringing those other timelines in. This more positive world that you're connected to. The more advanced technologies, but without all the spying and vibration like that, more of it's more helping society than to conceal it or to turn into what it is right now. Such as the CIA, that news about them spying on us. Is no surprise there. They're doing a lot more than just that. That's only a little bit that they're doing, but it's a lot more than that. They are part of the Black Projects. It's not called the CIA, but I believe part of it is part of the CIA. It's like the CIA is like the public version of the Black Projects, basically. But there's different layers of it that are completely black. And there's parts that you cannot touch. Your public government cannot touch. If you go there, you're gone. That does feel like that. If our public senators and things like that, I believe they are aware of something is there. Because I believe they know, because when they try to do things and they can't, notice how our government really doesn't do anything for the most part. Well, there's a reason behind that. It's like to do nothing, Congress and stuff like that, unless there's certain agendas like Obamacare that just kind of throw at us. It's things like that. It's done by design. I believe some of them actually want to do something, but I believe they're not allowed to, from what I'm seeing. All it has to do with the shadow government here that does not want them to go anywhere. Then what they're being told to do. As for they're being told, they're not exactly being told mentally, but they are. Anyway, there's authorities there from what I'm feeling. It's like the Black Projects have their people within our government, that the movers and shakers, you can say. The enforcers. It's one way of looking at it. They're there. Yeah, very wealthy. You can call them lobbyists if you want, but it's because it is corporate connected, definitely. I mean, the shadow elites usually control the corporations, depending on which one it is. Such as Microsoft. I believe some of Google is. I don't believe all of Google is under control, though. Microsoft, most of it. Apple, now it seems to be diving even further into it. I don't believe it was fully there. It was like half, somewhat, a little bit, but now it's getting deeper into the pool, it seems. But also connecting to more to the positive Earth, the Earth vibrations. It does seem like there are some with Zeta, some are with Pleiadian, however you word that. It's Sirian versions of our planet also. They wish to learn from our vibration. So they incarnate on a world that's mostly Pleiadian, with mostly Sirian, and they send that to their collective. Also, they're assisting us. It helps them get closer to us. If they have an incarnation that's on one of our worlds, it does bring them closer to us. I know this is all crazy talk too. The normal people on our planet, what's considered normal, as you can tell, is low vibrations everywhere. As for technology, family, it's everywhere. It's just planted. It's like the seed is planted to keep everyone under control. And in fear and doubt and insecurities, whatever it is, they're just trying to, it's just they go down it's like a list. And if you're not following that, some beings will come in to test you, such as reptilian. I mean, the Men in Black, I think they come in and do that to some degree. If you're too alien, they'll probably come and visit you. If you're remembering your alien stuff, you're going to get a visit if they're going to close you down. So that's why I think that up. So we can have you bring it up in your alien vibrations and not having any interference. At least they can interfere with it. They can scare you. That probably won't work. For the most part, sometimes it's a little bit too much, but it doesn't matter. But definitely there's positive timelines you can connect to on other Earths. And you're wondering, like, what does other worlds look like? Well, what do you think? What do you feel? I don't believe there's a wrong answer there, because we're all creators. We're all part of this process, and just this world is taught that it's very limited. It's very just concealed. It's just, watch your football, your baseball. You're just living this prison we built for you. When you start looking out the window and thinking beyond what we're telling you, it's just like, what is that? Yeah, was it THX 1138, stuff like that, where the guy and the girl escape. I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing with your spiritual journey, basically. You're escaping from, even my mentor called me crazy. He's a full-time psychic. And, I was telling him I was connected to channeling all these beings. He just called me crazy. He's like, what is he? Well, he's part of a very ego vibration. So anyway, that's fine. That's basically what this spiritual journey is to connect more to your aliens, your angels and everything, to find more. And there's no one's better than anybody. It's just that everyone's at a different level, of course. That's what you want to experience. It's also the animal collective that we have here, the pigs and all these birds, and they're all part of some alien species that's going to eventually come through more clearly. It's, they come in here and there, but more of them are going to come through a higher vibration and show their presence here. Like the pig people. I just felt an image of them. A humanoid pig. Basically looks human with pig ears, yeah, and a pig nose. But they still have a mouth like us and eyes and things of this sort. But the pig nose, definitely. And they're positive. There are some that are not, of course, but positive. There are horse people. They do have a horse. I believe a horse head, actually. That's what I've seen. So, and they're humanoid also. Not sure exactly how that works. I don't know everything, but anyway, that's I mean, if you're going to go down this rabbit hole, you might as well just go and just let it all come through. It does help. It is difficult to find people to talk to this about, because humanity is it's under, it's like David Icke said, it's under a mass hypnosis. But there are negative, but there's positive. The positive is why this world is still here, and the positive is it's going to be part of our first contact. You can say it's second contact, whatever you want to call it, but for world alien contact. As for they're here physically, which doesn't mean it won't happen in certain ways in our time. It does seem like it will make appearances here and there, as it already is. But eventually the media is not going to be able to hide this anymore. There's going to be a shift within the media when they can no longer play I don't know. Because they realize they're part of a cabal vibration telling the people what to think. And if you're wondering what a shadow government does, well, just look at the media, the newspapers. It's programming. They visit you get the stuff, it's all the magazines, it's all programming to tell you how to be human, basically, how to think, you know, this is how the world is. I mean, I mean, I think it's okay to look at the news here and there, but to be absorbed by it's another story. And obviously, there's two sides to every story, meaning what they're telling you is much more going on, of course. This is just what the beings want you to. It's like certain news cycles that become, why is this popular and that isn't? It's because for them, this is the best way to control. It's like, what, you know, does it have appeal to it? Probably, you know, it has entertainment qualities to it. Whatever, you know, like the Casey Anthony situation, those things happen all the time. You know, she was just in the news about whatever. That stuff happens all the time, and it's terrible. And it's just funny how that one got the news and others have not. So it's just it's a control system. Well, all the major news networks are all connected some way, somehow, through a shadow connection. They're all plugged into the same system. As for the local networks, they don't really. They're sort of following the big ones, so they're sort of following that vibration. It's kind of like your city governments. It's like it's kind of following it, but your major, you know, the mainstream government's really where all the power is. So the news is operating the same way. Certainly, it seems. You know, they want to strive to be like the best or the big guys, the more money. They show that as that's, you know, a great achievement, and it really isn't. And, you know, we're going to, as more we tap into our vibrations, is basically what, as the awakening goes through, it seems like we'll open up crystal grids around the earth to allow more of the awakening to speed itself up. At least to those that are ready. Those that are not going to stay in their sleep state. It does seem like there'll be a time when you'll feel more of the alien vibrations more clearly and feel more alien, angelic, more Agarthian, as if you're bringing, it's like you're turning the page, you know, of the reality. And, you know, the rest of the world's going to be just crying their eyes out, but not everybody. But yeah, it was like, you know, the play is over. Now we're going into another show, basically. And not everybody's into it, but it's fine. Yeah, the angelic realms are opening up temples of knowledge for us to connect with. Not to say they were closed. Before they were just harder to get to. After 2012, it was like this Earth. The story of this Earth is it's in its new chapter, basically. And there were civilizations, obviously, before ours. Jeez, I'm not going to correct them. Yeah, before written history, after the dinosaurs or other, definitely there was a couple of, it does seem like there's 2 or 3 civilizations that went on for some time. Before us humans were, you know, something, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was here before us. We're just a little, we're just a little drip in the pond. But it also seems like, yeah, we had to go through this test. We weren't learning what we wanted to learn here in the past civilizations. You know, Atlantis was created to be destroyed, it seems. It's like, okay, we're going to give you all your supercomputers and whatever. We know you're going to screw it up, but that's fine. That was the whole idea behind it. So you got to give you something to build and something to destroy, to go into this hypnotic world that we're in now, to learn our lessons, because we're from what I see, there were humans before Atlantis, but it was a different type of breed. I haven't really connected to that, but I believe others have mentioned something around those lines. That's not something I usually go into very often. But either way, yeah, I still have this cold a little bit. As you can tell, it's not going away easily. It's it does seem like it's coming back a little bit. So, as a tidbit on their health situation. But as for yeah, Atlantis was destined to be destroyed, but also to be resurrected, as we are doing right now. But it seemed like we weren't learning what we needed to learn. I believe during, before Atlantis, but even during Atlantis, we saw major flaws in our existence and had to go into darkness to figure ourselves out. What that is to take all of this genetics, genetics, but also emotion, to take our emotions to put it to the full test of what will happen to us. As you can tell, we're taking it to the dark side. As you can tell, we're testing our dark sides, but also it's like you have a negative situation. How do you experience that? Do you want to turn it around and make it positive? Some do, but a lot of them don't. As you can tell, as we go through the awakening process, many are calling us crazy. It's like, who are we hurting exactly? Connecting to our angels, our guides. You know, I mean, yeah, I have private sessions and stuff, but I'm not, flying around a helicopter like Tom Cruise or whatever. It's not about that. It's about breaking free of the mind control here. I mean, who are we hurting here? Connecting to angels, aliens, not hurting anybody. We're basically fulfilling ourselves and finding more peace here. Yeah, we're all mostly aggravated. I know all of us definitely. Lost and just, it's like, God, there's got to be more to this than just Facebook and just McDonald's and just, God, there's got to be more to life than this. And a lot of people believe the same thing, but they just sort of don't know what to do about it. But as you free yourself from the cage, you bring more enlightenment to yourself, to ground yourself and just feel there's much more going on. It's like we're always waiting for an alien to arrive, but yet they're already here. It's just for us to see them. Basically, they're already here. It's in our technologies. That's obviously an indication that they're here. Because before, what did we have? Not much. Well, even during the Renaissance, we had little bits here. So they can give us little bits as we discover it. But anyway, right now we're going through a cleanse, a spiritual cleanse. All those that are awakening, even those that are been around with doing a lot of this, I don't think are fully. They still have questions. I don't know what, they go to others for messages, which is fine. But they're still not tuning in to themselves to receive. That's what it seems to be. Like some that follow Bashar, not all, but some. Some are still not ready to take the leap. Realize it's all around you. All your guides, angels, your astral is here with you also. It's just that you let this third density kind of retire itself. Even at work, I'm focused on 3D world, but I'm also working on things to, help light workers connect. There's another thing I'm working on the side, social network. There's more to come of, resetting oneself, basically. Yeah, it's basically we're going through a individual reset, basically what we're going through, where we can manifest what we want, but realize there's a lot of obstacles in this 3D world, but we'll have a more understanding why those obstacles are there. It's like, I'm manifesting this, and I believe as you connect more, you can feel when this will happen. When you get an idea of the more you let go of this 3D world, the anger, the low vibrations, which is not easy to do. That's what connecting your higher self helps. Your angels, let your angels is one other way. Especially if you feel, I need to do more of this, but even when you're tired out, like I've been recently, like, geez, from work and everything, it's hard to remember to bring these beings in, and even when you're tired out, it's even hard for them to help you. Also, it's like they're not there to hold your hand. You're just like you can't even help yourself. I know that, but this is why they say like to lose weight is to be more relaxed and that less stressful. Like, yeah, that's an easy one. But that's how you raise your vibration also, is to have less stress, have less. But some of us have a battle to fight, it seems, and I'm one of them, and as many are. Of it's like in some ways we're like archaeologists of like spiritual archaeologists. We're trying to find ourselves, but also bring more peace to others in the long run. We're just trying to. Does that make sense? I mean, you can do it through your energy, through your vibrations. Realize you have temples around you. You have, the other side is all around us. And some do connect to the negativity. I don't connect to that. I already have to deal with this place as it is. Now I got to go to the other side and deal with all their. I don't want to deal with any of that. I'm not interested in any of that. Yeah, that doesn't interest me. I got, dealing with this place is enough for me already. Some do have difficulties with that other side, as I can tell, as they've been making themselves vocal, which is good. But I believe there's other sides connect to other sides. There's different, there's Arcturian, there's Reptilian, there's Zeta, da 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 da. Go on and go on too. So, but basically, it's basically it's like connecting to yourself, your higher self, like connecting to your home on the other side also. It's like bringing your home here, your looks, your vibrations, your knowledge. It's like you're living inside of your house on the other side, or wherever you want to live. Wherever, or don't have a house at all, whatever. You have your tree or whatever. You hang out with the squirrel people, whatever. Either way, you're bringing that vibration back to you to open yourself up, to open everything up. It's just like connect to your entire self, basically. Yeah, it's like visualizing your spiritual home, basically. Because that's all. We're just energy. We just fly all over the place, basically. When you leave this body, you can do whatever you want. But here you can do it also, but you have to remember that. It's all part of manifesting. But manifesting here, this world has a lot of rules, so you have to go by those rules. But that doesn't mean it stops you from getting what you want. You just have to, feel this earth's vibration, understand why this is here, that's there, and not let that stop you from what you want to connect with. But also part of it, a lot of it has to do with patience. Along with it, like you want to be a rock star or whatever it is, or a channeler, healer. And there are cases where those that want to become channelers, healers, it might take a little bit longer because you have a lot to learn where you're at right now. And that takes, you have to learn the lessons that you're in now, but it doesn't mean stop trying to connect to channeling and healing. It's just that your learning process is different. You have a different path. Yeah, what happens is the reptilians here, they change timeline paths. They make it more difficult for manifesting because we don't know what we're doing still. I mean, they cause blockages. They put blocks around you. That doesn't mean you can't unblock it. Just you got to understand how to see through there. They discourage you. They discourage you health issues, whatever it is. It's just for you to focus on what you want, have a positive outlook, and not worry about anything, so it'll all work its way out. It'll all work itself out. But also has to do with action. Action on your side is to change your ways also. How to get healthier, stop smoking, stop drinking so much. It's action that also helps. Action sometimes has to do with moving. Always. You're looking for a job or want a new job, you have to go out and look for one instead of just waiting for it to manifest itself. Action, that's all part of the secret? Yeah, it's all has to do with action, but on your part. But it's interesting about the relationship vibration, which is interesting. They want to hear that. Heard that more. Is that such as you're trying to get in a relationship or be in one or find one, connect to the earth where there is one, where you're with that person, and manifest that here. Receive messages from it. And if it's not meant to be, if doesn't, because they have a different path than yours, they'll still don't let that deter you from your direction or where you're going. If that's not the right person, you will find the right one eventually. But the other earths are very important for our ascension process also. Meaning you can connect to those beings also, like your other versions of you, such in situations like I don't know, but also realize such as creating new things, and things take time to build. Yeah, I'm tired. Such as the social network I'm working on, other things such as you try to do a channeling. If you want to do channeling full time, it all has to do with, you have to keep yourself out there basically. You got to constantly, you have to find some way to, or just connect, advertise yourself, or Facebook, things of that sort. But a lot has to do with communication. Yeah, it's been a long day. Probably should wrap this up. Let's see, any other messages? Yeah, it seems like, so the Martian vibration is going to come through. And also, I don't think there is such thing as a Martian retrograde. Well, probably is. Many have doubts of what happened, or at least questions of what happened on Mars. Like Bashar's vibration is a little bit different than what is said that some of us are picking up on. As for Martians came here incarnated. Well, yeah, they came here, they incarnated, but they also came here on spacecraft, I believe, also. So you're always going to get different types of points of view. I believe they were here, and they knew exactly what this world was, and they caused their stuff. I believe we're also on a Martian timeline where a lot of us didn't finish what we're doing there. So you come here to clear a lot of karma here. Yeah, the fashion, I see Vogue, Vogue magazine. A lot of that's Martian, it's all those weird, stuff from outer space. A lot of that's Martian, not all of it. I believe also the lady that's running is very Martian. So they had a lot of style there. They weren't very manly because they had more of the male energy, but I believe females there, some of them were very female. Well, I understand also the female that's running Vogue is actually kind of male-ish energy. She does have female, but she's very stern, reptilian, and that's very Martian, actually. And the females that were very feminine, didn't have an easy time there. They're not having an easy time here either. Well, because a lot of the Martian vibrations here also. And a lot of it has to do with healing, especially like with domestic violence. Some of that's Martian. You know, it's funny that people are coming after spiritual energies here, and yet they're coming from, those are coming after this are coming from a negative vibration of, you know, of those type of energies. Like, what do you guys know? You guys, you know, come with hatred and just ugliness. It's like, look where you're coming from. You're coming from a low vibration that is just, it's muck. Yeah, it really is. It's just muck. And it's like, maybe maybe I ought to heal your side of the world first and see that, you know, we're not out to hurt anybody or anything. And these people are just, oh yeah, you guys are, what is it? What is it? Oh, what is that? I'm tired out. Gullible and what? But remember, the one that's saying that, look where you're coming from. You say, people like in the chat or whatever are gullible, but look where you're coming from. You're coming from a low vibration. Even you're just like in the middle of all this negativity. And even by saying that, you're showing how negative you are. So you're showing that you're being a good, you know, you're being taught well by the Cabal vibrations, basically. I mean, are we out to hurt you at all or do anything? Not at all. Not at all. Are we coming after you? Not at all. But look where you're coming from. You know, it's like, you can say like the spiritual community is where everyone look at, you know, like creating a more peaceful, positive world. And this other environment is just, yeah, it's going really well over there. It's going really well. You know, it's just, it's a mess. And not to say we have to go and clean it up. We got to clean ourselves up. Basically, it's just wiping ourselves off of this old way of thinking. And doing it, not worry about what the other ones are saying. You know, they're going to do whatever. But, you know, I bring it up because it needs to be brought up here and there. You know, just to give it another perspective. That's basically it. Now, not to ignore them, but send them love, of course. And, but, you know, you have to look at their point of view, look at the world they're living in is not very peaceful. Not really. No. It's very, I mean, yeah, what I'm called the spiritual community is cult-like. In the past, yes. I believe a lot is going to change. To some of them, I mean, religion's a cult. Yeah, it's not a cult. Jeez. That's a cult they just have no problem with whatsoever. But yeah, there are a lot of spiritual communities. There's one that, oh, what was it called? The ones that committed suicide. They thought the world was going to come to an end. Heaven's Gate, if I'm right. That was like a Nordic vibration around that. Yeah. So, and those are nice people too. So, but none of this has anything to do with that. I mean, this is basically, at least coming from my channel and others, is basically just to heal yourself, channel, heal mostly, and to move away from the negative vibrations that's here. I believe we are creating a new world, a new paradigm, basically. We're manifesting a more positive environment. In the world that people that call us crazy, I mean, look at, I mean, you know, we're not harming anybody, like I said. It's like we're not hurting anyone. It's just, look what you guys are doing over there. You know, it's just, yeah. Well, you know, they're going to the old way of looking thing. Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, I received an email a while ago. I don't know. Yeah, it was a channel email message, and I had to refund his money because it just, you know, it was asking me stuff. It was all ego. I mean, I did the best for channeling his message, but it's like it's all free will information I'm giving you. It's all these answers you already know, and I'm trying to connect with it. And it was just this very arrogant, telling me I do not connect with spirit. But everybody connects with spirit. And telling somebody they don't connect with spirit, I mean, everybody connects to spirit. I mean, this guy was super ego. And it's like, that's the first one I ever had to. I mean, I couldn't believe it. But, you know, it's going to come and go. It's, I mean, just like whatever. But just, you know, it's super ego, super arrogant. It's like telling people, I mean, everybody connects. Everybody has these abilities. And he just, you know, he says he's a healer. He's like, you're far from that. Well, technically, there is a whole spiritual community that has that type of ego. So you fit well with that. Definitely. He walks around like he's the greatest. You know, healed himself from the disease and all that, and that's great. But man, just the ego is rotten there. It is pure rotten. It's not going to help anyone in the long run. But we're all connected. Even those that are mocking the spiritual communities, they're all connected. We all have these abilities. And, you know, it's just, when they deny it, that's fine. When they're vicious about it, it just shows how wounded they are. And how unlike they were ever awakened. And some of them, yeah, are trolls that are pure. Yeah, you can say they work for the cabal. You can say that. I mean, they call like people that listen to my channel as tools, but you know, turn that one around a little bit. Look at the negative vibration that you're carrying around. Look at that low vibration you bring out. That is, you're being the tool, actually. You're the one that's being controlled. Where's the love in any of that? There isn't any. It's gone. It doesn't exist. It's part of the old way of looking at things. Not to say there wasn't, you know, scam artists in the past. And there probably are right now, obviously. Yeah, unfortunately, there are psychics out there. Unknown one. I believe she's going through some heavy karma. I'm not sure if she's alive anymore. When it told me I had a curse when I was younger, when I'm in 20s, I had the bad luck one after that. Just, you know, my family and just darkness. I had to go through that type of vibration too. But, you know, there are psychics that do tell people that they have curses and things of that sort. And that's wrong. And you can't curse yourself, but there is a curse vibration out there, yes. That does exist. I think Sylvia Brown said curses do not exist. They do exist. And I believe it was on Art Bell, and I believe they do exist. Yeah. I believe you can do a spell. There are spell casters. A new one, yeah. And yeah, I tried to have a relationship with her. It went really well. Didn't get anywhere with that. She was more crazy. Yeah, she had a psychology degree. I guess that has to do with. That's basically telling everybody you're crazy. So whatever. It's like they're supposed to help the crazy people, and they're crazier than their own patients. Whatever. But there are spellcasters, and they can do positive and they can do negative, and they do curses on people, and they do remove negative entities also. So that stuff does exist. So in my case, I don't think I was cursed. I don't think so. I believe it was a test I had to go through. I had to do with karma, but also the psychic that I dealt with, she's going through some major karma. After that, I don't know if she's still alive. She was pretty old when I knew her. I mean, I don't know if she's here anymore. I'm feeling that she might not be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. I connected that here and there. I think when I connected to it about a couple of weeks ago, I thought about it. She might not be here anymore. Anyway. Yeah, basically I wanted to bring that up about the other world. What is the other point of view? The old point of view. As we connect more spiritually, as you connect to your own reality. The old paradigm is going to be, yeah, they're not going to be too happy with seeing this. You can call this new age or whatever you want to call it, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's your temple, your world, your reality. What do you want in your space? And you know, you don't have to have the news or anybody tell you what to do or how to think. Your friends, just the more you connect to your higher self, your spiritual self, you feel more in control of your life, but also you know where it's going instead of always the unknown, right? And some of that is part of the test vibration, but also you're just the idea is to retune into yourself so you can have a blissful, happy life and bring in more of a positive vibration and removing a lot of the control systems here. It's not just for you, it's for others. It's like sharing love, it's sharing your vibration. You're sending out like a pulse around yourself to just, it's like, it's, yeah, it's basically like, was it Shawshank Redemption as he just escapes? It's the same type of thing. I can't think of that movie where they, it was the 1960s, it doesn't matter. It was kind of a cheeseball film. Anyway, it's like escaping from the prison system. That's basically what we're doing. But you're just coming into yourself basically, and let them think whatever they want to think. Those that disagree with what you're doing. And yeah, there are egos within the spiritual communities, as you can tell. That's all right. That's their point of view. They have to go through their own stuff. They have their own healing they have to do, but yeah, they don't make it easy either, because it become as more become more of their abilities, the more telepathic abilities, and those that wish to be vicious will be vicious in that regard. You know, sending curses, things of that sort. As you connect more, because anyone can do that. But yeah, I think when we connect more to ourselves, we become more superhuman. That's pretty much what we are. We just don't know about that. We're not taught that, but you can. It becomes more like a fantasy story, basically. It becomes weird, but only because that's the old way of looking at things. The new way of looking at things is, yeah, you connect more to your abilities, your telepathic power. You just become more, you know, yourself, more of a, I don't call it deity, but, you know, and your powers activate themselves, and when that happens, you can do more things. Walk through walls eventually. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but at least feel more vibrations around different people. Yeah, be able to read their energy, but only because they're allowing it. That's only because I will not break anyone's privacy by tapping into their energy, at least today, as long as they allow it, of course. We're just learning more about how to use our abilities, basically. We're going through like a mental exercise, a spiritual exercise. We're going through our own libraries and opening up a book every once in a while. When we're ready to read it, we're reading about ourselves, and we reactivate ourselves. Like a word or something like that will reactivate ourselves. And I'm learning too as we go along, of course. Yeah, as more people awaken, you'll feel more of your alien vibrations around. Basically, yeah, it's just calming down the ego and just feeling yourself as a light body, basically. Feeling yourself as an alien being. I know it's if you're connected to this stuff, it's not that difficult. Yeah, it takes some time, but you just gotta let go of the human ego, basically. Just calm it down. Turn it off, whatever. You almost feel the spiritual vibrations around you, your spirit guides speaking to you, helping you remember yourself. Remember not to judge others, not judge yourself. Let go of fear. As there are beings around us that do play with our emotions, play with our thoughts, that's why the earth is the vibration it is right now. You become less tempted by more vibrations. You become more like your true self. And understand, yeah, our alien friends are here to learn from us. And they don't feel that they're better than us because we're the ones in the cage right now. So we're freeing ourselves. And it's fascinating. And it's fascinating those that are in the cage. So it's just a fascinating show all the way around. You know, it's bravery connecting to yourself and just being who you are, telling other people your beliefs. I don't do that at work. They're not ready to hear it. I would. It's not good. There's too much fear there around them. It's just not a good idea. You feel like, oh, you're reading my mind, you're doing this, you know, it's fear. It's like, it's not a good idea. See what I mean? It's like sometimes you're doing a favor not mentioning. Some feel like they can tell anybody that's good. I can't tell my family or anything, not yet. Eventually, the time will come. And of course, they'll say, oh, yeah, you're a scam artist or whatever, you're crazy. You know, they do all that and because they're into materialism, they're into fear, they're under control. They feel like some of my family, they have money, so that's success. They're arrogant. My uncle's super arrogant. I don't even talk to him. There's no reason to talk. I can't talk to somebody like that. Super arrogant, always put me down as a kid, just not. He snuck it in. He was sneaking in here and there. That was pretty well. I mean, I'm just a kid. You're just a kid. And you're picking on me and you're older. I mean, you're an adult and you're picking on a little kid. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not the only one that's been through that. So, anyway, yeah, a lot of psychological abuse, basically. A lot of it. So, my family has a lot of, you know, it's funny. My uncle acts like, oh, yeah, nothing will ever bad happen to us. Dude, man, have you looked at what you do and you're, yeah, it's nice to think like that. Nothing bad ever happens to you, but yet, shit, man. Whatever. Mr. Perfect isn't also perfect at all. So anyway, whatever. It's the way it is. Yeah, I have a lot of healing to do there. I haven't healed that yet. That's a tough one to heal because it's like, just not good. So anyway, that's the way it is. Let's see here. Yeah, it's they're connecting with you right now. Basically, it's fear is the biggest holdout, the one that keeps people connecting. Now, those that are very awake now understand the channeling is a little bit weird because you're letting someone into your vibration to channel through you. That's not easy to do. You can tap into their energy and connect to them that way. As you connect with anyone else, read their vibration. You connect to the aliens, but just for a telepathic communication, basically, not to read their vibration. Well, in some ways, know who they are. The idea is to have a telepathic conversation with them. Such as the Arcturians, they're part of the Earth's focus as for realize Arcturians are very different than us, as you can tell. But also they're they're the enforcers of light. That's not exactly the best word, but gives you an idea. They're here to. They're always part of our vibration, no matter what it is. It's their mission is to collect information, but also to bring safety to us when needed, when allowed. Such as a lot of our buildings here, it's a lot of Arcturian vibrations there to keep them safe. Or if they're not safe, to keep people away from them, where they're allowed to connect to. Sometimes when a building comes down, it's a lesson, it needs to be learned. But they are part of the infrastructure, such as bridges, things of that sort, bridges that go over lakes and stuff. They are part of the positive vibrations around that. They're helping us keep our minds focused on keeping ourselves safe and secure. As for building structures, that's part of it. It's much more than that. They're also part of, the rewind, opening us up as we escape from our shell. Because as humans, we put ourselves in a cocoon. and we don't want to come out of it. You know, we've had television and sports, and whatever. Your friends, you know, you're there to be programmed by your friends, whatever it is. You're programming them, they're programming each other. When you come out of that hypnosis state and you step out, you're shaking off a lot of the negative vibrations that's been taught to you by this tribe, Earth tribe, and it's very brave of you to escape from it no matter what others think. Because realize you're not here to do anything harm to anybody, even those that are not agreeing with your connections. But realize the more you become more yourself, the more powerful you become. The more you believe what you're connected to is positive, the more stronger you become. Now understand this is on an individual basis. You don't have to come to me to become stronger. You know, you do it on your own. This idea, yeah, it's just you're just learning more about your own self, receiving messages. But eventually you're receiving your own messages one time. When the time is right. It's a spiritual exercise we're going through right now. Yeah, and those that are criticizing, like webinars, receiving messages, things of that sort, some of the spiritual communities do feel like they are better, that are outside of it. To some degree, some are very arrogant, unfortunately. But sometimes they feel like they have all the answers, but some of them are connecting to the lower vibrations. They're not connecting as much as they could be. Some are seeing like a false reality. I mean, it's ego-based, basically. Oh, we're here to save the world. The light workers are here to save the world, as some might think. Yeah, I've heard them say that. You know, save the others or to help the others. That's not the case. Like when the economy takes a dump, light workers are here to help everybody. The idea, from what I see, just here to, you know, just bring more peace to yourself, basically. And you are assisting others. Now, see how economic meltdown. I believe it's being held together with gum and silly string right now, as for the economy, but it's an illusion, but it is being taped together from what I see. I wouldn't expect anything to crash. I don't connect to that vibration. That's a long ways down the road. I believe they're going to find a way to pump in whatever they can. They'll do something to inflate it somehow. Like the Asia, I don't think Asia's going to crash. They'll find a way to heal it. They're doing it right now. They do it every day, it seems. But the idea is, you know, light workers are here to save yourself. And just, from what I see, just send your positive vibrations out to others. Because some, yeah, as I said before, some feel like, you know, when the world falls apart, light workers are going to be, you know, calm down, it's okay. It's all right. It's like, what is that? It's not. Besides, if that would happen, that's how many people are going to be listening to you. You know, I don't see it. But basically, just finding your inner self, basically. And the answers will come to you on what your direction is. If it's to save the world, it's to save the world. I think most of save yourself is the big one right now. One moment. Yeah, there's one more thing that wraps this up and then move on. Longer than I thought it was going to go. There's another thing, yeah, about Obama and Trump having, I know about politics, but having like an alien discussion. That might have happened in Astro. I don't see those two doing it. I just don't see it. I mean, they can barely stand each other, let alone talk about that. I don't think that's fake. I don't think they like each other. No, I don't know what some of these aliens are talking about sometimes. But I don't think they're talking about the alien stuff. I don't think they're, you know, I don't think those two really like each other. I don't think it's fake. I think they really don't like each other. So, yeah, it's a different era we're going into. And realize those of the, you know, you're connecting more to your spiritual vibrations. You can send healing to this low vibrational government system. I believe you can feel it's heavily controlled. As for most religions, it's not much different. In some ways, that is a religion. It's its own religion. That Kabbalah religion, basically. You can look at Washington, D.C. and look at all the symbols on there. That's a religion over there. It's a Masonic religion, but it's a religion, pretty much. So you got to look at it, religions have their secrets. So you send healing there, you might feel some pullbacks, like I don't think we don't need your vibration here, but whatever. But as for the economy, I wouldn't put too much worry into it. It's going to go up and down, but I don't think it's going to crash. I don't see that happening. I don't think it's going to help with the awakening process at all. I think it's just going to cause more I think it's they're finding the aliens, the angels, they find some way to keep it stable. I don't know how they do it, but they keep it stable from what I see. I don't think there's going to be a new currency. I don't think so. Possibly during Trump's time, I doubt it. I think just stay away from the money. I believe China, Asia is going to be kept stable. It will go up and down as everything does, but it does seem like it's artificial, whatever it is that's keeping it going. They'll create some kind of new economy or something like that to keep it going. I believe it's in the works from what I'm gathering. I don't know what it is exactly, but something out there. So I won't put any word into I don't see that. Bashar did a message about that, and like I said, I think I said it before. I saw it on his website. He's not going to do predictions anymore. And I went back to his website. I didn't see it there anymore. So anyway, but I don't think, Asian markets, I don't see that happening. And those that wish to connect with it, it's fine. You can manifest it for yourself if you want, but I don't see that happening. I don't think it's going to work for them manifesting for themselves either, but that just shows fear, basically. So not worry about it. You'll be fine. What do you feel? If you feel fear, well, you might want to look at that and heal that. Just not worry about it. So just tell yourself and put the vibration, and we'll all be fine. It will all work out. You'll have money. You'll have what you need. We'll all be fine. Just, money will be created. Of course, that is action on your side to make it happen. And just, I don't want to say you have to go leave your comfort zone, but sometimes it depends on what your comfort zone is. Sometimes you just have to change things and take risks. Not necessarily have to risk your whole life to change your vibration, but risk is good at times. Anyway. All right, I think I talked way too long, longer than I was planning on. So anyway, much love, blessings. And that's right, I have a message I have to put out there. I forgot about this also. For those that, I should have said that earlier. I'm tired now. Those of the webinar, if you're not in by 8:30 on the live webinar, your question will be put on the chat. I'm going to send out an email right after this because it's, it goes on, it went for an hour and a half, usually it goes for an hour. So if people come in right when it's about to wrap up and we ask their question, and it just goes on and on. So 8:30 is the Eastern time is the stop times, like whoever is there by 8:30, that's where we stop it. Anybody else after that goes straight to the chat. Your question goes there. So that's how it's going to work from now on. So it just drags on and on and on. This is why they do more of the paid webinar than the free one. If it was the free one, I'll be here all night. So I can only handle it. So I had to put in to keep trolls and stuff out too. So that's another reason behind it. So just the way it is. So. All right, blessings all. Much love. And happy channeling.